close to ground level. It is densely populated and has narrow
Hello and welcome. This is the Market Wrap. I am Agam Vakil and we're taking a look at how the markets have fared today. Well, another step backwards actually. The Nifty recording its fifth straight day of losses at this point in time, looking at another 0.5% cut coming through on the back of weakness in BPCL, IOC and a whole host of other counters, heavyweights such as Infosys as well as Reliance Industries, as you can see on your screen here. No help coming from HDFC Bank either. But on the gaining end, well, Yes Bank coming through, gaining as much as 31%, also lifting the Nifty Banking Index higher. Z Entertainment, Indiabulls Housing Finance and JSW Steel, along with Tata Motors among some other counters, for providing some amount of support. In the broader markets, at least as far as a breadth on the NSE 500 is concerned, well, fairly evenly poised between 260 odd gainers against 230 odd losers. We do have Yes Bank right at the top of that list, but followed by that we have CG Power, Diwan Housing Finance, keep an eye on that one as well, and MMTC along with Tamil Nadu Newsprint. On the losing end, Karur Vysya Bank reeling under pressure because of asset quality concerns. We have Rain Industries and Kaveri Seed Company as well under pressure, along with NBCC, of course, reacting to earnings. But on that note, I'm going to get in our markets editor Neeraj Shah to get in his perspective here. Neeraj, what are your thoughts for today?
No, just a couple of key points, Agam. One, that the breadth has looked impressive. Now, we're going to, at some point of time, look at how the mid-cap and small-cap indices have done vis-a-vis the Nifty in the last few days compared to what they've done in the better part of January. I think there will be a telltale sign there that there is a bit of a pullback at the broader end of the spectrum in the index level. So that is one. And two, the Bharat 22 ETF, of course, shuts today. Right? It's a day-long subscription. Ahead of that, 6 days on a trot, these stocks have sold off. Is there a chance that now that the sell-off might be coming to an end, because there's a technical reason why these stocks would have gone off, not necessarily fundamental for all of them to fall the way they have. BP, HP, IOC, NALCO, NTPC, SBI, without exception, everybody which has got some weightage. Larsen & Toubro has some weightage out there, and those stocks have come off. Could there be a bit of a change out there? So that's the other thing to monitor. Today, Yes Bank led the divergence on Nifty Bank. Otherwise, the Nifty Bank would have largely been in line with what the Nifty has done as well. So,
absolutely
interesting. The volume slightly higher today, but the first Nifty weekly expiry as well. So that's probably the interesting thing. Well, let's wait and watch. Tomorrow and Monday would be interesting days to see, monitor, especially the PSU space. Keep in mind, the US-China trade talks might reach a conclusion, and therefore, or a milestone, if not a conclusion, and therefore that would be an interesting monitor from a global perspective too.
Fair enough. Neeraj, thank you for that
Thanks,
perspective. But moving into a few stocks that we want to address. Right at the top, let's start with Diwan Housing Finance, because that one has moved up by as much as 15% at this point in time. And we have Vishwanath Nair, who's joining us to give us an update on the same. Vishwanath, a lot of volatility seen in the stock, but today, for a change, it's advanced by 15%. What are the updates here?
Right, Agam. So what we understand from our sources is that there is an investigation and forensic audit that is being initiated in DHFL by Bank of Baroda. They have appointed KPMG to conduct this forensic audit. So essentially the aim of this is to find out whether the loans that Bank of Baroda had given to the company were used for legitimate business purposes or for siphoning off to promoter-owned entities, like is being alleged in a Cobra Post investigation that came out last month. So at this point in time, it has been initiated. What we understand, and Harshal Mehta, the former CEO of DHFL, he quit last night. But he was on CNB, another television channel recently, and he was talking about how the investigation is now being done by all of the banks. The consortium of the banks is led by Union Bank of India, and they've been looking for a forensic auditor to take up this business. But since Bank of Baroda went ahead and did it on its own, all the banks seem to have joined the same bandwagon, and now KPMG will do a broader bank mandate. Now, after this, last night news about Harshal Mehta came out. He has stepped down as the CEO, but will continue on the board for DHFL. He is the executive president now for retail. Not sure why this change in management happened, but we do understand that this change in management may have some impact on the outcome of this audit as and when it comes out. But yes, a lot of discussion about what is exactly going to come out during this audit.
All right, Vishy, but with a follow-up, why do you think that the stock pulled up today?
Honestly, I have no idea. I mean, you are the expert as far as the stock goes, but there has been a change in management. So the idea is that there's going to be some other CEO at this point in time.
Right.
So as and when that comes in, and hope is that the company will come out with its audit committee report addressing all of the allegations that Cupra Post has made. The company has been maintaining that they have not done anything wrong, and that the audit committee's report, as and when it comes out, will clarify all of the matters. So possibly that is a positive outcome of all of this.
Well, of course, that is in the realm of speculation, so we'll leave it at that and we'll wait for more developments there.
Yes.
But Vishwanath, thank you for joining us and getting us those updates. So that's Diwan Housing Finance. But moving on to Yes Bank, that's a big nifty gainer of today. It's moved up as much as 30%. Now, remember a few weeks ago, we had the appointment of the CEO for the bank. That was out of the way. The only other overhang was asset quality and the problems and the perception of asset quality between the State Bank of India as well as, between the Reserve Bank of India and Yes Bank. And yesterday we had an update from Yes Bank, whereas the Reserve Bank, with the suggestion that Reserve Bank of India has found no divergence in asset quality, and the way the Reserve Bank of India reads the asset quality for Yes Bank in comparison to Yes Bank's own reading of its own asset quality. And that, of course, is the other overhang which is out of the way now, which is why we're seeing a surge in Yes Bank, now moving back to the valuations as other private sector banking your stocks have been moving into. And that's the reason why you're seeing that surge in the stock, as well as, of course, a lot of traction with respect to your derivatives as well. So we can continue to keep an eye on that one as well. And on that note, it's a wrap of this edition of the Market Wrap. But lost my lineup. Stay tuned to the market.